that Taiwan has become more visible to the world now. A lot of news outlets, particularly in the U.S., have been covering Taiwan when events happen. And I think that is a very promising and positive sign. At the same time, the biggest problem to me as a communication researcher, single representation, meaning that if we only portray Taiwan from a singular angle, for example, Taiwan equals chips, then it's a problem because we flatten the diversity and nuances of Taiwanese people's lives. As a communication researcher, my focus is on intercultural communication. So I'm interested in how people build relationships beyond differences, and then also what kind of difficulties or challenges or barriers, if you will, in that process. And because most people probably have not been to Taiwan or had direct experiences with Taiwanese people. Therefore, the way Taiwan is portrayed in media is important. I found that it's important to make sure that the media or any kind of representation of a country or a people in this situation, Taiwan, include variety of voices and experiences of Taiwan. So when just in this April, I'm sure you're aware that a massive earthquake happened to Taiwan. And in the process of reporting, the main message really is about Taiwan produced chips, and TSMC was able to continue producing chips for the world. And the actual lives of people in particularly Hualien, the rural area of Taiwan, where it was close to the epicenter of the earthquake, the people's lives were made invisible in this representation. The problem becomes if people, audiences, for example, in the United States, don't have direct interaction with Taiwanese people or have never been to Taiwan before, it is very easy for the perception or image of Taiwan being flattened as an object, as a thing, rather than people. Some are resourceful, some may be less resourceful. Regardless, their experiences are made invisible in that process. And that's a problem because it's difficult to build relationship across differences unless we see humanity in that country. I think that there are many more stories being included in the U.S. Major news outlets when it comes to Taiwan. For instance, in the April earthquake event, there were Taiwanese people's quotes being included in the reporting, but those mostly came from people who live in Taipei, which is the capital city of Taiwan. And the people whose lives were impacted most by this earthquake were in Hualien area, the rural area of Taiwan. And the hopeful part is that we're seeing Taiwanese people's voices or their shock after this massive earthquake were included in these news reports. And I think that's hopeful. At least there was glimpse of or sparse kind of quotes from people in the urban setting. I'm originally from Taiwan. I'm a first-generation immigrant. I came to the United States as a grad student, like many other Taiwanese Americans. And so I believe that in the recent years, there had been more awareness of the U.S. population in terms of what Taiwan is, where Taiwan is, and amidst the really sad and shocking news of the April earthquake, I actually received a text from a neighbor asking me about my family. And this neighbor, is a construction worker, and he really didn't or doesn't have many, maybe now he has me, but it doesn't have a whole lot of contact, direct contact with Taiwan. So receiving his text make me feel that yes, there's hope, people will pay attention and they care. I would like to see that when the events happen in Taiwan and it's reported in the United States by the major news outlet, a variety of voices can be included, particularly those who are less resourced and more marginalized in Taiwanese community or in Taiwanese society. And I would like to see perhaps the news outlet can have offices in places other than the capital city, Taiwan. Therefore, it's more possible to build the on-the-ground local relationship with rural area in Taiwan. I would like to see that after the major U.S. News outlets are now in Taiwan, I would like to see more offices being established in rural parts of Taiwan to build a deepened and authentic relationships with the local community to be able to have a sustained and deeper understanding of the population's everyday lives.